Panathinaikos have got to keep their heads about them as they go about their business to try and secure a win. Here's how the two teams stack up. Panathinaikos, the best team offensively, averaging 88 points per game. They're also the best team in the lowest amount of turnovers. They average just 11, and look at that, they're impressive on the backboard with 35 rebounds. Remember, this game, though, is played, of course, not only by the numbers, but with a measure of skill and heart, and there'll be certainly plenty of passion on display tonight. And the two coaches, Bartzokas on the left, Coach Patino on the right. Patino in his second stint with the club. He arrived last year about Christmas time. And in the modern era in Euroleague, it's honors even. It's the 13th meeting between these two teams since 2000. 6 wins apiece, I beg your pardon. Last year they split. In fact, they split the last 2 years. And here's how you can see how the teams have fared throughout the season. Panathinaikos have been ensconced in that 6th position, pretty much without movement. Olympiacos are storming along now as they try to get back in the playoff hunt. Well, here's your starting 5 for Coach Patino. It's Rautins and Kalaitis in the backcourt. Thomas Papapetrou on the wings, and Papagiannis, the young center, in the middle. So Rautins gets a rare start. Andy Rautins, a player who joined the club mid-season. Rautins, the Canadian international. And now Shaq McKissick gets the nod. Wade Baldwin at the point. Prentices and Papanikolaou, those two players are the axle of this club, the heart and soul of this club. And Octavius Ellis will play the center role. Well, the players will make their way out onto the floor. We've got one more piece of business to take care of. And the players will pay their homage to the Turkish Airlines Euroleague theme song as we see our combined officiating crew tonight, who also will try to keep their heads in what very well may prove to be an atmospheric evening. Panathinaikos in the white uniforms and Olympiacos in the red as we pay our respects to the Turkish Airlines Euroleague theme song. Well, the players can wish each other the best of luck. They'll be shaking hands now. They'll be exchanging elbows in a couple of minutes. There'll be no quarter asked and no quarter given in this, the derby of the eternal enemies. These two teams know each other well through the domestic season. They know each other well from EuroLeague campaigns. They've got some prior history as well. They've clashed in 3 EuroLeague semis. 94, 95, and 2009. I'll bring you up to date with those historic events. But right now, we can focus on the future. The next 40 minutes as the referee steps into the center circle. We're underway. And first possession into the hands of the visitors as Olympiacos settle into man-to-man defense. Papapetrou gets a resounding welcome. He wore the colors of Olympiacos from 2013 to 2018. Kalaitis with the scoop and score attempt, it's no good. Papagiannis does enough to buy his team an extra possession as he keeps that offensive rebound alive. End line ball here for the visitors. They have a fresh shot clock with 14. Now Rautins can absolutely stroke it. That one misfires. Olympiacos get a stop. They look to record their first score here. Quick look at scores around the league. We are in round 27 of 34, so we're getting to the business end of the competition. Every game precious, as there are plenty of teams in the playoff hunt. And we've got our first score tonight. It's Papanikolaou and Prentices, the two veterans. Prentices with an easy lay, and he got a good seal inside and lays it up and in. Thomas wants to go to work on the box. His left-handed jump hook is short, and Papagiannis gathers the rebound. Papapetru rides the ball screen, and his teardrop finds the bottom of the net. Good drive by Papapetru. Each team now with a basket, their nerves can settle into the rhythm of the game. So Panathinaikos playing a point forward role. Let's fly with a three, strings it. Well, remember, Spanoulis is out. He is such a consummate point guard, and so it's kind of point guard by committee here. Baldwin technically the point guard, but Panathinaikos, point forward action there for that three. Good change of speed by Kalaitis, but his pocket is picked from behind. McKissick comes out of the group. McKissick, is he gonna go the distance? Oh! Shaq attack! Shaq McKissick, welcome to the derby of the eternal enemies, as he goes the distance and sends it down. Well, he's on cloud nine right now. Thomas spinning the post. Nifty score by Deshaun Thomas. That's the perfect response. Referee is just warning Panathinaikos that they can't touch the ball when it goes through the rim. Sometimes players do this inadvertently. Sometimes they do it to slow down the game. And you can see how Olympiacos want to take Kalaitis off the point. Panathinaikos, change of pace on the left hand. Parentheses now. Mano a mano with Thomas. Crab dribble, gets deep. Kicks to McKissick. And good inside-out play. And somebody's got to tell those fans, hey, we're only in the second minute. There's 38 more minutes to go. Calm down. Olympiacos with a good start. Thomas gets a touch inside. His shot blocked by Ellis. Tavius Ellis with some good defense. McKissick, quick pass. Shot rattles the rim. Good fast break basketball by Olympiacos. Back come Panathinaikos. Quick release by Kalaitis. That too off the mark. Yeah, alley-oop. Great. Trail running by Ellis as he gets to the halo, and good vision by Baldwin. And Olympiacos off to a dream start. They're up 8. Papagiannis steps inside the arc. That shot short. Well, look for Patino to get a timeout if Olympiacos get a score here. He wants to calm things down because right now the faithful fans of Olympiacos have found their voices. K-Pop probes. K-Pop kicks. Good defense by Panathinaikos who come up with a steal. Kalaitis' runner drops. He's such a fluid athlete. He always works the referee, wants a push. He's deceptively quick. Good fluency here from Olympiacos. Panathinaikos with a step back shot, rims out. Kalaitis doesn't stand on ceremony. Back he comes. Kalaitis with the drive. Kicks it out to Papapetru. Papapetru, mid-range jump shot is good, and Panathinaikos weathered that early storm. Showing good character. They've got themselves right back in this as we approach the midway mark of the opening stanza. Prentice trying to beat Thomas for quickness. McKissick. McKissick now 1 of 3 from behind the rainbow. This is a matchup that Pana go to again. Thomas, crossover dribble, in and out. Parentheses and Thomas getting lots of touches. Baldwin, stop and pop. That's off the mark. Maybe some nerves here from the players. Kalaitis, change of pace. Kalaitis, right out and scoop and score. Nick Kalaitis, the veteran. He won't be overwhelmed by this occasion. Oh, nice bounce pass, but Ellis can't finish it off. A nifty bounce pass from McKissick, and Ellis misses the chippy one inside. Great vision from Kalaitis, who finds Papagiannis, and we're knotted up at 12 each, so the 8-point lead for Olympiacos has been eradicated. Kissick calls the high ball screen on the left hand. His layup opportunity just short, and we'll finally take a break. We've played over 6 minutes of action here in what has been an energetic opening, as both sets of players will go to the bench and get a break with our score knotted up at 12 each here in the Peace and Friendship Stadium. Well, that game is tomorrow. FS at the top of the table right now. They have already qualified for the playoffs. Maccabi also in a terrific position. They've yet to qualify their passage for the playoffs. Another win or two will get them there. No surprise, we're going to take an early look at the play of Nick Kalaitis. 4 points on 2 dribble drives, 1 assist. This is a terrific bit of play here by Shaq McKissick. Strong to the cylinder. Good matchup inside between Prentices and Thomas. Both players getting lots of touches in the opening 6 minutes. A delightful pass here from Baldwin to Ellis. There's a rim runner. Subs in the game now. We've got Dino Mitalou for Panathinaikos and Sasha. No, it's Jimmer Fredette. McKissick trying to break down Kalaitis. Couldn't close up by Kalaitis. An even better shot by Shaq McKissick. And he is feeling it right in front of the bench. 3-point shot for McKissick. He has 8. Mitalou gets his first touch. Now Papapetru's going to go against his former teammate, settles for the jump shot. Prentices commits the foul, so positive play here by Papapetru. We'll go to the line for our first free throws. Prentices just checking out. Well, I don't know. I mean, we've got the advantage. Yeah, you can see Prentices' reaction. We have got the advantage of slow motion. There's no doubt about it, but this perhaps an area of the game that the referees need to look at. The flopping here by shooters, trying to buy a foul. The referee's just checking now to see if it's a 2 or a 3. I've got to give the referees credit. One thing that they did is, not just the referees, but the guardians of the game, we no longer have these fouls in the backcourt to slow down the fast break. Unsportsmanlike foul has sorted that out, which has been a really good addition to the game. The next piece, talking about flopping by shooters. Kalaitis sharing a word with the referees, doing a bit of diplomacy. So Papapetru, as I mentioned in my opening comments, wore the colors of Olympiacos between 2013 and 2018. He joined the club just after the back-to-back Euroleague titles. He made the crosstown journey to Panathinaikos in 2018, as you can hear. Olympiacos fans just saying, welcome back to the Peace and Friendship Stadium. Oh, nice move by Baldwin. Just a little cradle rock to the left-hand side. Quick first step, and he gets to the rim. Augustin Rubit in the game for Olympiacos. Mitalou sets the high ball screen for Kalaitis. Fredette. That hits the heel of the rim, and Baldwin with a chance to break. Prentices with that patented push shot along the baseline, no good. Now Mitelu gets a good seal. Yeah, good seal by Mitelu on Printezis. That's his second. Does Coach Bartzokas take him out or does he stay in? You can see right there, he just initiates the contact a little bit. It's so hard to guard in a low post. You know, you can absorb contact, but you can't go and initiate it as a defender. Sasha Vazenkov gets his first action as he spells Printezis. Pass to Papapetrou. Good matchup here with Papanikolaou. Rubin switches on the screen, but Papapetrou finds a crease and gets to the rim. Notice Papapetrou with 7. Rubin on the baseline. Yeah, just drew the foul there on Mitelu. Rubin, who's given away some centimeters in that matchup. Crafty play here. He's gonna get the contact. And Mitelu says, what did I do? I'm just standing here. And the act of shooting as well. So Augustine Rubin will toe the line for his first free throws. Coach is now deep in their rotations. Dwight Bikes checks in for Olympiacos to give Baldwin a break. Well, fans, remember you can track all the live in-game stats on the Euroleague website. It's allthews.euroleague.net. Just click on the link to tonight's game. You can follow the numbers as you watch the images and listen to the sounds of the continent of Europe's premier basketball competition. Rubin converts both free throws. Checking in now is Tyrese Rice. Well, he needs to draw some attention. Rice draws the foul on Bikes. Should have cleaned himself out here. There's the reach, and he cleans himself out. He gets squared up. Bikes just gets a bit too close. You can't blame him, though. You don't want to lose Tyrese Rice, that's for sure. Shot from distance, rims out. Benjamin Bentel keeps it alive with some good energy. Gets his team an extra possession on the baseline. Olympiacos fans seeing the instant replay up on the Jumbotron, and they're just voicing their opinion. Rice, his shot partially blocked. A little bit of volleyball into the hands of Papanikolaou. On the wing now. Tries to cross over Bentel. And Rubin wants to go at Mitelu. Rubin, jump hook, left it short. You can see how tenacious the battle on the boards is as Papapetrou outcompetes Vazenkov for the rebound. These two teams very close, average just over 35 rebounds per game. Nice pass by Mitelu. And Benjamin Bentel just wills this ball in. It's a nice high-low pass here from Mitelu. And you can see Bentel just goes right through the arms of the defender. It's not on Papanikolaou. Foul, I believe, is on Bikes, and that's his second. I don't know if Papanikolaou realizes, and so Antonius Korniaris is going to come in, as is Wesley Johnson. So Papapetrou gets a well-deserved break. Petru goes out. 7 points, the leading scorer right now for the Greens. Bentel tacks on the N1. We're knotted up at 18 each with under a minute to play. McKissick probing. Koniaris, well, might have got away with a travel. Fredette stays close defensively. Now comes the screens. Koniaris is passed to Vazenkov, who's got to let fly, and his shot at the mark. Great defense by Panathinaikos. They can look to get their noses in front here as we wind down the opening stanza. Bentel sets the high screen. Here's the switch that Rice wants now. He's going to attack. Vazenkov on the bounce, and the reverse layup is good. Well, Tyrese Rice finishes the quarter with the final score. And on the road, Panathinaikos up 2 here against Olympiacos. After an entertaining first quarter of play, Rice strong on the bounce, a little rock the cradle, and the reverse lay-in is good. At the end of 10 minutes of play, it's Olympiacos 18, Panathinaikos 20. We'll take a look at first quarter highlights in this, the 13th meeting in the modern EuroLeague era between tonight's two clubs. Prentices gets the opening score. Prentices and this man here, Deshaun Thomas, with a couple of battles right there. Potential for magic moment. As Shaq McKissick enjoying his first derby, Athenian derby. McKissick pacing all scorers for Olympiacos with 7. This game seesawed back and forth. Olympiacos jumped out to an 8-point lead, but Pana showed some resolve and some character. They got right back in it. You can see Shaq McKissick up for the cup with this one. Papa Petru, the leading scorer for Panathinaikos. He has 7 for the Greens. And this is the final score of the first quarter as Rice, maybe that's a portent of things to come. Remember, Rice had 41 points when these two teams met back in round 12. Break down the first quarter with some numbers. Pana with that rebounding advantage, up +3. First possession to the home side. Olympiacos break the huddle with Antonius Koniadis at the point. Papanikolaou, Vazenkov, Ellis, and McKissick. So McKissick, the 2-guard, comes back to get it now. Oh, great anticipation by Wesley Johnson. Just some inadvertent contact from Papanikolaou. Otherwise, Johnson would record his name in the scorebook. Well, great steal by Wesley Johnson and incidental contact between him and Papanikolaou. Good defense by Johnson. And Taylor Rochester comes in, and this is an exciting matchup. I'm not sure if they're going to guard each other because Rice and Rochester, similar guards. They're both left-handed. They're both diminutive. They can both stroke it. And it looks like Koniaris is going to try to guard Rice. Better length. Rochester. Oh, what a pass! The easy lay-in, but Rice dropping dimes. Oh, what a delicious bounce pass from Tyrese Rice. Right through his legs to find Mitalou for the easy score. Vazenkov's shot, too strong. Well, it happened so quickly. Hopefully we'll get a chance to see it in slow-mo. Fredette. Heady play by Jimmer Fredette, who earns the trip to the line. Is it a 2 or a 3? See if we can see it here. Yeah, Rochester with some contact in the back. Look at that pass from Rice. Oh, Mitalou did well to catch it. Tyrese Rice, the magician. Wow, put that in the top 10 plays of the week right there. So the referees are going to take a look to see, is it a 2 or a 3 on the foul? Just a bit about the history between these two clubs. They've clashed 3 times in the Euroleague semis. The first time back in 1994 in Tel Aviv. Olympiacos won 77-72. Alexander Volkov, 32 points in a losing effort for Pana. Fredette was in the act of shooting a 3. So there'll be 3 free throws for the American, and this is not a guy you want to get into a free throw shooting competition with. He's an outstanding shooter. Fredette averaging 96.5% from the free throw line tonight. He's not a guy you want to. There it is, the commentator's curse. He missed the 3rd one. I was about to say, you don't want to put your lunch money in a bet with him in the schoolyard. Good hustle play here. Benjamin Bentel in the center of it all. Bentel competing on the backboard for the rebound. And look at Mitalu getting down on the deck. Panathinaikos just trying to move it on, but the pass too high. So now Pana trying to extend their lead. Rice. Johnson spotting up for a shot. Makes space for himself. Left it short. Ellis, the authoritative rebound. Yeah, great movement by Olympiacos. Vizhenkov rattles home the 3. Terrific execution by Olympiacos. Taylor Rochester right at the center of it. And Vizhenkov with his first point of the night. Well, goaltending here from Octavius Ellis. Remember, when the ball strikes the backboard, you cannot touch it until it hits the rim. And there it is, just struck the backboard, so Ellis called for the goaltending call. So Mitalu with the score and Rice with the assist. Ball reversal to Rochester. Trying to find space now. Vizhenkov had a mismatch in the low post with Rice, but Bentel kicks the ball out of bounds. Kalaitis steps back into the game after a break. Rochester's pass intended for Ellis. It was behind him, so it's a turnover. And I think Rice is trying to say he's in the act of shooting. He's going to apologize now. It's the foul. Let's see if we can see the foul here. Koniaris commits the foul. It's a good question. Usually, did the player pick the ball up when the contact happens? Oh, great defense by Sasha Vizhenkov, who gets out. He hedges out on the screen and draws the charge here. You can see Vizhenkov showing on the screen. He moved his feet so well. And the referee right there, you can see Tyrese Rice acknowledges the foul. Just good hard-nosed defense by Sasha Vizhenkov. Olympiacos have led by 8. Panathinaikos have led by 6. Neither team can shake free. Which resembles that game back in round 12 when we needed OT to separate the two clubs. Koniaris snaps to Vizhenkov. Can he make another 3? Got it, strings it. Sasha Vizhenkov with back-to-back 3s, and he brings Olympiacos to within a possession. Bentel's pass deflected by Ellis. Good bit of defense. McKissick wants to step back in. Thomas comes back for Panathinaikos. Who'll play the point now for Olympiacos? Will it be Rochester? I think so. McKissick will play the 2. Who's going to draw? Well, this is a tough matchup now for Rochester as he has to guard Kalaitis. And he stole it, just about. So Patino getting some starters back in the game. Papagiannis comes in for Mitalou. Kalaitis in. Thomas in. You'd see neither Thomas nor Bentel all that comfortable bringing the ball out of bounds. What a pass from Kalaitis! Wow, it's a shot clock violation, I think, or is it basket interference? Let's see how the referees call this. It's a great pass from Kalaitis that goes over the far side of the rim, and Papagiannis can't convert. I think we've got a shot clock violation. And so, good defense by Olympiacos, who forced the turnover. Brendan Paul with the stuff. Well, Brendan Paul announces his arrival here in the game. He gets his first points. And he notched the score up at 26 each. Kalaitis trying to find an avenue to the basket. He'll move it on to his backcourt mate, Rice. Closed out quickly by McKissick. Good block by McKissick. And a long hook shot from Papagiannis, too short. Now, Rochester in transition. Slowed up by Kalaitis. Petru's going to get called for holding the screener. Oh, Mitalou comes in, and he lifts his eyebrows to Papagiannis as if to say, I'm back in. Coach wants to talk to you. That's never good. So Papagiannis sits down next to the assistants. He obviously drew the ire of Coach Patino for some reason. And now Papa Petru with another foul. 2 quick ones. Wow. So it's a second personal on Papa Petru. As he runs into Octavius Ellis. And Wesley Johnson will come in to spell him. Well, this crowd here in the Peace and Friendship Stadium really making their presence known. When these two teams played in the Waka, there was 17,000 Athenians there. That one up and good. Vazenkov now who has 8. I'll let you know what tonight's crowd is when we get it. Oh, great backdoor pass to Rice, who has to move it on one more. Thomas. Oh, the three's in and out. And great hustle play by Wesley Johnson. Well, Wesley Johnson won't get any credit for this play in the stats book. But make no mistake about it, the deflection here from Johnson, if we can see it. Watch, Johnson's gonna come in and he's gonna tip it into the hands of Mitalou, who goes up strong and gets fouled from behind by Ellis. And coaches will tell you, you can see Coach Bartzokas saying, grab the ball. If you get 10 fingers on it, you better hang on to it. But Johnson, a good demonstration of offensive rebounding. If you can't grab it, tip it, keep it alive for a teammate. And Mitalou gets some love from the rim. Converts the N1, and so Panathinaikos now up a drachma. Oh, Rice, great defense from Rice. Transition opportunity. Thomas scores. Well, Tyrese Rice with a steal, and Bartzokas wants to talk things through. As Pana lead by 3. Paul, can he knot it up? No good. Who touched it last? It's last touch by Deshaun Thomas. Coach Bartzokis, does he want it or is he gonna wave it off? Oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Who touched it last? The first call from the referee, as you see the defense here by Rice. Rice does the right thing. He gives it to the big guy and says, you go attack the rack. So Bartzokis gets the timeout, and his club are chasing 3 here in the Peace and Friendship Stadium.
Crucial part of the game. The misses that do not leave. I don't want any transition. I don't want to get the ball. Okay? Do the ball first. Do the ball first. And something else. I told you I don't want to hit in the first pick. Try to swing the ball one time. Guys, this is a typical defensive game. We understand this, and we play a good defense, we're going to win. Otherwise, we're going to have problems. Right now, it looks like we try to avoid the pressure, scoring, but it's not like this.
Well, we'll take a look at the contribution here of Sasha Vezenkov, who came off the bench, knocks down a couple of threes in back-to-back possessions. He'll pitch in a deuce as well. And trying to make a contribution, the Bulgarian with 8 points. 2 for 3 from the floor. 1 for 2 from inside the arc, so positive minutes here by Vezenkov. He averages 13. He's played 7 so far tonight, still in the game. Rochester off a down pick. Exchanges the ball. Kicks, very good defense by Pana. Pana again, Olympiacos out of their set. And Rice with the score. Terrific defense by Panathinaikos. It's the 5th turnover against Olympiacos. They trail by 5, they have trailed by as many as 6. Rubit. The referee's conferring who touched it last, so Johnson getting his hands on things. I think it's Panathinaikos ball, so back-to-back turnovers, the 6th against Olympiacos. And Bartzokis is gonna make a change. He's gonna bring in the veteran. You can see Paul just took his eye off of it. Determined look there from Wesley Johnson. Thomas. Right back at it again with Prindessis. Bumps and grinds. Baby jump shot, no good. Prindessis with an avenue to the basket, lays it up and in. Slow transition from Olympiacos. And Prindessis comes off the bench. He has 4. Oh, what a great pass from Rice. Samitalu, who's pulling the strings. Tyrese Rice now with 4 assists. Snap pass from the American. And Mitalu, who was in space, does the rest. Rochester finally finds some space for that velvet jump shot of his. And he and Tyrese Rice, like ebony and ivory, both left-handed, they can both shoot it. Rice, that one rattles the rim. Olympiacos now with a chance to draw level. They've trailed by 6. Nice push pass to the corner. Good closeout by Johnson. Oh, what great defense by Wesley Johnson, who just picks Brandon Paul's pocket. Kalaitis' runner, got it. And I think you'll see a substitute coming to the bench for Brandon Paul. There it is, Papa Nicolau will undoubtedly be coming in for Brandon Paul, who coughed it up twice now. And so Paul, with some positive play, draws the foul on his dribble drive. So is it on Kalaitis? This is great defense by Johnson, who just rips the ball out of the hands of Paul, who really can have no complaints. Foul is on Kalaitis, his first. Brandon Paul has a substitute waiting for him on the sideline. Will he be a good teammate here and knock down the second free throw? Or will he miss and stay on the floor for a few more minutes? Certainly be trying to sink it. And that will signal his exit. As Panathinaikos comes back in. So with 2:30 to play here in the first half, Coach Pitino wants to talk things through. Neither team can shake free of the other. Here's your score at the timeout. Olympiacos 35, Panathinaikos 37. As I mentioned, these two teams have clashed 3 times in the Euroleague semis. 1994 in Tel Aviv was the first one. In 1995, they met in Zaragoza. Listen to Coach Pitino.
Set the screen. Come high. Nick, come here and duck in. Step across his leg. Give him a pump fake without traveling, okay? 2 and 3. 2 and 3. You got to lift all the way up to make it effective. Don't be here, Wes. Lift all the way up. Hey, watch pressure. Get him special. Get him special.
Some offensive instructions there from Coach Pitino as we look at some offense of Jonas Papapetrou. Papapetrou influential early on at 7 quick points, but he picked up 2 fouls, which sees him rooted to the bench. Nice dribble drive there by the man who's worn the colors of both of these clubs. Pitino saying watch out for some pressure, so he's cued his players to get in their press offense. Kalaitis across the midcourt stripe just to finish in 1995. These two teams met in the semis of the Euroleague in Zaragoza. Olympiacos won that one 58-52. Eddie Johnson had 27 points in the win. Mitalu's got a mismatch on McKissick, but Panathinaikos can't find him. Gets the offensive rebound and stripped from behind. 3-on-2 here it's a 4-on-2. Rochester in space, got it! Good sharing of the basketball by Olympiacos as they exploit the 4-on-2. And they've got themselves up, perhaps for the first time this quarter. Their noses back in front. Rice gonna try and break down Prentices on the bounce. Gets in the lane. Referee signals 2 shots. McKissick reaches in, he got a lot of basketball. Mitalu ends up in a heap. He's looking for the license plate of the guy who got him, but it is good basketball. It's a strip from behind by McKissick. As you see the 3 there from Taylor Rochester. So Tyrese Rice, who had a career-high 41 back in round 12, has been quiet so far. That his 5th point. He's had some outstanding assists, though. 4 assists for Rice. 5 points just to get to 6. So Pana up 1 point. Prentices down in the box, and there's that matchup with Thomas. Good defense by Thomas as he walls up. Rice helps out. McKissick lines up a 3 and rims it. Zach McKissick, good inside-out play with Prentices. We saw that in the opening minutes of the first quarter. And McKissick in double digits with 10. Kalaitis lost it. And Rochester just can't keep it alive. Rochester just couldn't prevent himself from falling out of bounds. Pitino sends Fredette to the substitutes bench. He'll check in. Good defense there by Zach McKissick. Look at Rochester, he just couldn't get his 10 fingers around it. Patsokis is saying, I love that. Patsokis is saying, hang on to the ball, well done. It would be a coach. Just a minute to play now in the first half. This game has gone back and forth between the two bitter rivals, the red side and the green side of Athens. The shot from Kalaitis in and out. Rubin. Kicks to McKissick. Good closeout by Johnson. Yeah, good footwork by Augustin Rubin, who turns to face. Mitalou's the longer of the two players, so he faces and he knocks down the mid-range jump shot. And Olympiacos lead by 4 in the waning seconds here of the first half. Fredette. Fredette weaves. Fredette pivots. And Fredette travels. Just the 4th turnover against Panathinaikos, the 1st for Jimmer Fredette. Yeah, just moved his pivot foot. Great pass, by the way. And so now Olympiacos, who have led by as many as 8. Coach Patsokis calls the timeout to manage the last possession. And they're up here by 4 as they look to extend the lead here in the last few seconds of the first half.
What I want, listen up. What I want, Costa, you get the ball, here is Zach, okay? Give a handoff with him, last 6-7 seconds, okay? What I want, 5 is here, but goes down, okay? And I want here, Taylor, go to set a screen on, and yeah, but slip. So you have, listen up.
So Coach Patsokis just talking his team through a half-court set for the last possession. And look at this play here from Zach McKissick. That is a candidate for tonight's magic moment, as is the pass from Ty Rice. So McKissick with 10 points at halftime. He's enjoying his first ever derby between the red and green. Certainly relishing the moment. Just his 2nd EuroLeague game. And he's proving up to the task. He's the man from Seattle, Washington. Panathinaikos don't have a foul to give. So Patsokis sends his team in with the instructions. Watch Rochester, he's gonna pick and slip. There's the slip. McKissick on the bounce and got it! Zach McKissick scores! Rice trying to put the final score on this one, it's short. And so at the end of 20 minutes of play, Olympiacos are up on the strength of this basket here from McKissick. Maybe a foul from Kalaitis, but McKissick keeps his concentration and he keeps his momentum going to the basket. And at the end of 20 minutes of play, it's Olympiacos 45, Panathinaikos 39. So if you're just joining us from another game in the EuroLeague, a very warm welcome to you, Kalispera, and welcome to Piraeus, the port city of Athens. These two teams with a long history. Panathinaikos, the club, draws their history back in the center of Athens, centered around the old Athenian society and culture. Olympiacos out in Piraeus, the port city, the club of the middle-class merchants and the working-class dock workers. Olympiacos in the red, Panathinaikos in the white uniforms with the green numbers. And we're underway here for 20 minutes of action, round 27 of the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague. Both teams still in the playoff picture. Olympiacos in 11th position in the table, Panathinaikos in 6th. First possession, a turnover, 2-on-1. Kalaitis and Papapetrou! Well, I love this 2-on-1. I love making passes in the 2-on-1. I want to make that defender move, so Kalaitis gives it early, which I love, but it was just a bit in front of Papapetrou, who shows good hands to hang on to it. Papanikolaou commits the foul. Well, here's your starting 5 for the Greens. It's Routins, Kalaitis, Thomas, Papapetrou, and Papagiannis, the same way they started the ball game. And as for Olympiacos, it's Baldwin, Prindessis, Papanikolaou, Ellis, and McKissick, also the same 5 who started the game. Nicolaitis, the only player for Panathinaikos who started all of the games this year for Coach Patino. Just kind of a quick look at scoring. McKissick with 12 to pace Olympiacos. Papapetru misses that, a second free throw. And Dino Mitalu with 9 points, the top scorer for Panathinaikos. McKissick enjoying his first ever Athenian derby. You saw the 5 on the floor for the Reds. Prindes's hook pass to Baldwin. Great defense by Pana. Nothing coming easily. Prindes's. Is it goaltending? It is. He's so quick, Prindes's, when he makes his pivot and he gets the ball up on the basket quick. Well, I'm not sure about that one. Remember, if the ball's on its downward trajectory, you can't touch it. And if the ball strikes the backboard, you can't touch it until it hits the rim. I'd love to see that one again, but the players didn't argue. McKissick lays some lumber on Deshaun Thomas. McKissick, just his second personal. So he's going to make Thomas earn his points from the line. Fredette on the left, and on the right, it's Jacob Wiley, who's yet to get into the ball game. Thomas converts both free throws. Both teams have played straight man-to-man throughout this ball game. McKissick rises and converts. Strong drive by Shaq McKissick for the easy 2. Thomas now down in the low post. Goes at Prindes's, who stands tall defensively. Wade Baldwin with the rebound. Papanikolaou thought about it. Feathers a pass now inside to Prindes's. His shot, an air ball. Good defense by Thomas. Nicolaitis goes at Ellis, just too quick. Puts it up and in. Nicolaitis just too fleet of foot for Octavius Ellis and beats him on the bounce. Here on, is it Papagiannis or Routens? So Ellis setting the screen. Yeah, it's on Routens. McKissick showing a strong drive to the rim. Prindes's gets deep, a little wraparound pass. Ellis, his first attempt is no good. At the second time of asking, Octavius Ellis converts. Good determined play by the American, also enjoying his first Athenian derby. Nicolaitis off the window and good. Well, he just weaves and conjures his body, changes direction, a little through the leg. There's the bump. And converts. So Nicolaitis there generates the contact and earns himself a trip to the line. Not a lot that Ellis did wrong, but the laws of the game, of course, favor the offensive player. Well, fans, we are coming to the business end of the competition. We're in round 27. There are 34 rounds to come. Each and every game, precious. The top 10, beg your pardon, the top 8 teams try to secure passage to the playoffs. And we are on the road to Cologne, German city with the famous medieval cathedral. We're going to bring the religion of Euroleague basketball to the German city. Touch pass. And a turnover. Baldwin probably should have shot that. The pass ends up in a turnover. Now, Mitalu called for an offensive as he's trying to establish position down in the low post against Ellis. See if we can see it. So just gets his arms up too high. And he's across the bridge of the nose for Ellis. Good defense by Octavius Ellis. Papanikolaou in space, short. Papanikolaou 1 of 3 from behind the arc. And the bounce pass intended for Mitalou, but the kick. So Pana will retain possession. Shot clock at 20. Good defense by Brindisi. Great steal by McKissick as he picks the pocket of Kalaitis, and the thunder dunk from Shaq McKissick. Well, you won't see this often. He's gonna pick the pocket of Kalaitis, and he'll go the distance. And this dunk right here brings a timeout from Coach Pitino, as Shaq McKissick thoroughly enjoying his first derby of the Eternal Enemies. I think Coach Pitino gets called here for, it's a technical for Coach Pitino for being on the floor. And so Papanikolaou will shoot the free throw. Pitino just doing some diplomacy as he just on the sideline. He runs into the referee. I'm not sure if it's because of the contact or if it's something that Coach Pitino said. Either way, it's a technical. Look at Partsokas, he's all the way down on the baseline. The runner! And Kalaitis now starting to go to work. Well, Nick Kalaitis starting to become more and more influential as Rice steps up to the scorer's table. So Papanikolaou, a little push in the back, spotted well by the referees. Silly foul by Papanikolaou. That's his third. And he'll step out to be replaced by Brandon Paul. Brandon Paul had a torrid first half. 4 points and a turnover. Ellis picks up the missed free throw. Prentices, you can see he's trying to pick for Paul. Yeah, he traveled, yeah. A little bit late from the referee, but he got it right. I think Baldwin changes his pivot feet. Yeah, it's a good call by the referee. Great vision by Kalaitis as he finds Papapetrou over the top of the defense. Papapetrou back in the game. And Panathinaikos within a possession. Paul rises. Shots off the mark. Great defense as Mitalou can't get the insertion pass. It's Brandon Paul with the defense. And now a good pass to Ellis. Can he convert? He can. Well, that's a Kalaitis type pass as Paul finds his teammate over the top of the defense. And Olympiacos reestablished that 5-point lead as we hit the midway mark of the third quarter. Yeah, it's a difficult challenge here for Octavius Ellis as we see that vision from Kalaitis and the easy score. So Ellis, McKissick, and Dwight Bikes enjoying their first rivalry game against Panathinaikos. Olympiacos have had a difficult season this year. Coach David Blatt started as a coach. Kimzura replaced him. And Bartzokas came in, and I'm just looking down the roster. Olympiacos have had 21 players line out in a EuroLeague game this year. So a lot of personnel changes. Bartzokas got his team playing well. Coming into a run of form, they've won 4 in a row at home. He's blending the players in. He's getting a good performance from that man right there too, Shaq McKissick. Kalaitis now becoming increasingly more influential in this one. He has 15 points. And you can see he's got 9 points this quarter. Rubit kicks. Baldwin rises, mid-range jumper, no good. Baldwin can't find his shooting touch now. Long rebound into the hands of Kalaitis. Oh, Kalaitis with a look-away pass. And Mitalu took his eye off of it. Kalaitis looks to the heavens. This one's a little bit too slick and a little bit behind Mitalu. I don't think you can complain about Mitalu there. That pass just behind him. Well, we're going to take a break here. Olympiacos up 3 in the Peace and Friendship Stadium. Octavius Ellis, couple of baskets inside here. Ellis trying to make a contribution for his club, 6 points. All of them coming from inside lay-ins. He's got a couple of rebounds. 7 rebounds and 6 points from Octavius Ellis. There's the dance trooper on the floor, all part of the pageantry of the continent of Europe's premier basketball competition. And you can see the distribution of scoring. So breaking the huddle, Olympiacos come out with Rochester, Rubit, McKissick, Parentheses, and Paul. Deshaun Thomas, who's been clashing with Parentheses all night, gets called for the foul. Just a little bit too physical on the pick. You can see right there that Thomas is trying to seal or squeeze on the pick, trying to prevent Parentheses from rolling to the basket. Now Parentheses in the low post, he wants space. Moves McKissick on with his head, little signal, Parentheses shaking a shimmy. Converts with the left hand. He's a master craftsman in the low post. It's a lost art these days, playing back to the basket. So much of modern basketball is space the floor, Rice lets fly. Still, shooting woes continue for Panathinaikos. They are 0 from 11 from three-point land. Paul snaps a pass to McKissick in the corner, and McKissick's shot no good. The tip attempt from Parentheses just falls softly off the rim. Olympiacos up 1 on the backboard. They're 23-22. Now Kalaitis darts, kicks it under. Rice slips a pass inside to Mitalu, who converts. So penetration breaks down defenses, and you can see right there Olympiacos couldn't keep Kalaitis nor Rice in front of them. That is Charalampopoulos in the middle, a young talent who has actually played for both clubs as well. And you saw Nikola Milutinov on your right-hand side. Milutinov out with an ankle injury. And Papapetrou comes out of the game with 3 fouls. McKissick, great change of pace! Another thunder dunk from Shaq McKissick. He's explosive. Just a change of pace off the left hand. And he goes and finishes with the right. McKissick with 18 points. Rice, can he finally find the bottom? He can, but it won't count. Or will it? Is the shot in the air? Or did the foul happen before? The referees, I think, are going to review this. In any event, it's a foul against Panathinaikos. Did Rice get the ball in the air? So the foul is on Dino Mitalou. And now the question, did Rice get it out of his hands before the whistle? So Mitalou is at the top of your screen. He's the man the foul's on, just at top of the three-point line. Right now, Kalaitis has the ball in his hands. And Mitalou's gonna set a down screen for Rice. So the foul's off the ball. See when they roll this forward. No, I don't think so. I think the foul is well before the shot. So here's Mitalou here, and you can see, yeah, Rice doesn't even have the ball yet. So that's devastating, really, for Panathinaikos, because they finally make a 3 here. Rice is going to convert this 3, but there's the foul, which is a good second before the ball even gets to the hands of Tyrese Rice. And Patino quite rightly appealing for the basket, but the referees, as ever, have got this right. So the basket will not count. Olympiacos retain this 5-point lead they've enjoyed throughout large stretches of this quarter. Rochester kicks the ball, gets it back. Deep 3 from Rochester, and Rochester shows the boys in green how to knock down a 3. Rochester rattles home the 3. He is 3 of 3 from distance. Now Kalaitis tries. Maybe impatient from the captain. McKissick passes on his 3. Prentices manages to avoid the travel. And a corner 3-pointer attempt from Paul off the mark. There's plenty of time now for Panda to get back in this game. They trail by 8. This matches the largest lead Olympiacos enjoyed in the first half. Rice on Rubin. Step back shot from Rice short. Long rebound. Who's going to come up with it? Johnson. That's a charge. No doubt about it. Prentices puts his body in the line and takes a charge. The contact square in the center of the chest. And Prentices established good position. And you can see what it means to the veteran. Prentices knows how important this game is, not just for pride, but to get a precious Euroleague win. And now this trip down the floor, Olympiacos with a chance to open up their largest lead. The offensive foul call, of course, a turnover. McKissick, is it a 3? In and out. Calm, cool, and collected Tyrese Rice. He knows there's plenty of time left in this ball game. Fredette in for Kalaitis. Fredette with the miss. And Papagiannis takes out the trash. Good drive by Fredette, just couldn't finish. As Olympiacos challenged the shot. And Rochester coughs it up. Fredette, 3-on-1, Johnson to Bento, who converts. 3-on-1 break for Panathinaikos. They've got themselves back to within 4. Waning seconds now of the third quarter. 11 turnovers against Olympiacos. Paul, yeah, fouled by Johnson. Just a smart play by Paul. Keep Johnson on his back, and he'll earn a trip to the line here. Wesley Johnson just couldn't stop. Good heady play, good sense of awareness from Brandon Paul. It's exactly what you want from your big man. Get to the basket, make something happen. And look how Benjamin Bentel there uses the left hand to ward off the defender. So Dwight Bikes in the game. Played sparingly in the first half. Whoa, a little bit of assistance there on the free throw for Brandon Paul. Paul manages to make both free throws just. And Rice across the midcourt stripe with under 10 seconds to play. Olympiacos in the penalty. Rice on the bounce. Good defense by Olympiacos as Rice draws lots of attention. And Papagiannis commits a foul with 0.1 left. This is inspired defense by Olympiacos. Papagiannis gets called for an illegal screen. Well, at the end of 3 quarters of play, a terrific quarter from Olympiacos, and Panathinaikos trying to get their act together. Here's your score at the end of the third. Olympiacos 65, Panathinaikos 59. We'll now look at third quarter highlights in the 13th meeting between tonight's two clubs, the derby of the eternal enemies. The game has gone back and forth. Panathinaikos have led by as many as 6. Olympiacos have led by 8. Good work inside here by Octavius Ellis, who's enjoying his first ever Greek derby. Kalaitis proved increasingly more influential. He had 9 points in the quarter. You won't see this very often. He gets his pocket picked on offense. So Kalaitis with 15 points to pace his team in scoring. It's 18 points from Shaq McKissick, who's been sensational in his first derby game. Ellis doing some dirty work inside. Again, another strong drive here from Shaq McKissick, who's found avenues to the rim. Remember, Panathinaikos were 0 for 11 from three-point land in the first half. They are now 0 for 12. Here's the distribution of scoring. McKissick with 18, Kalaitis with 15. Octavio Ellis trying to do the dirty work on the boards with 7 rebounds. So let's get the fives organized here as Panathinaikos have the possession here in the fourth and final stanza. Pana come out with Fredette, Rice, Bentel, Papagiannis, and Johnson. Fredette trying to make something happen on the dribble, finds Rice in space. Rice can't find the bottom of the net on the 3-ball attempt. Good offensive rebound by Wesley Johnson. Olympiacos start with Brandon Paul, Antonius Kuniadis, Dwight Bikes, Sasha Vazenkov, and Augustine Rubin. So a small lineup from Olympiacos. pass intercepted. Good defense by Olympiacos. There's your 5 on the floor for the Reds. Here's Bikes. Exchanges with Corniaris. Rubin lines up a 3. It hit every bit of the basket but the bottom, and you can hear the groans through the piece in Friendship Stadium. We've got 10,800 fans here tonight. Pass intended for Papagiannis, broken up. And coming back the other way. End-to-end action. But neither team with a score. Corniaris with the tactical foul to slow things down. This arena seats 12,000, so we are near a capacity crowd. Plenty of police presence tonight, which is good duty for the police. Get to watch the basketball game on duty, not a bad gig. Round 27 here in the Turkish Airlines Euroleague. It's a huge game for Panathinaikos. They've lost 4 of their last 5, but looking ahead, the next 2 games for Pana, they host CSKA in the Waka, then they're at Fenerbahce, who are steamrolling to get back into the playoff picture. CSKA, the defending champions, Fener also in the Final Four last year, so really Pana desperate for a win here. Deep shot from Rice, too strong. Bento with the offensive rebound. And Benjamin Bento, a beast inside. Not sure that Bartzokis has got the right balance on the floor. He's got a very small lineup in. And Pana have got Papagiannis and Bento. It's Mitalu on the left and Routins on the right. Dino Mitalu himself in some foul trouble with 3. If that girl is a Panathinaikos fan under the hood. And Bentel nets both free throws. Perfect 3 for 3 from the line for 7 points. Bentel just a little bit too physical, trying to deny the ball to Sasha Vezenkov. Corniaris probing. Rubin steps back. No good. And Kalaitis with the rebound. Kalaitis throws it up to Papagiannis. And this is something Bartzokis has got to think about. He's got a small lineup on the floor. And Kalaitis just literally threw that one up because he knew Papagiannis is the tallest person on the floor right now. Rubin on the bounce. He lost the basketball. Papagiannis stands 2 meters 20. Olympiacos, Augustine Rubin, their tallest player right now is 203. Benjamin Bentel for Pana, 206. So huge size advantage as Kalaitis tries his hand, and no good. Vezenkov flies through the air to get the rebound. Substitutes at the scorer's table for Olympiacos. Where are the points going to come from for Olympiacos right now? Oh, great backdoor cut by Paul. He just couldn't hold on to the pass from Corniaris. It was a delicious pass by Corniaris. And the turnover. It gives it right back. Bikes couldn't gather it. Papagiannis jump hook, good. Patsokis can't get the right personnel on the floor as Panathinaikos have drawn level. Yeah, heady play here by Koniaris. Kalaitis jumped to get Koniaris on his right hand. There it is. Koniaris a little too quick for Kalaitis. Now substitutes coming in. Papagiannis steps out for Panathinaikos. In comes McKissick, Ellis, and Rochester. .208, and Papanikolaou comes in, so Ellis provides a bit of length. McKissick with some scoring. That scoop and score opportunity off the mark. Rice hooks and pass to Kalaitis, who hits the trailer! And Mitalou left it short. Good fast break basketball by Pana. Rochester. Vezhnikov in the short corner converts. Sasha Vezhnikov gets to the short corner in transition and lays it up and in. Good ball movement by Olympiacos. Well, our producer picked out Vezhnikov as a player to look out for tonight. He's done a good job of that. As Rice's little runner drops, 67 each. And Pana has yet to convert a three-point shot. They're 0 for 15, but it's the turnovers now that are blighting the play of Olympiacos. Olympiacos with 15 turnovers. Rice, short, 0 for 16 as a team. Well, Pana fans pulling their hair out right now. They're getting the worry beads, and they're spinning them. McKissick, his shot too strong. And Bentel can't snaffle the rebound. All the Panathinaikos fans are spinning those worry beads. They're rubbing them in their hands. Somebody give us a three. And you just wonder, when the first one drops, will they start to flow? Knotted up at 67 each here in a break in the fourth quarter. Well, on this break, fans, you've got an opportunity to pause and enjoy tonight's 7 days magic moment off the hands of Zach McKissick. Good steal here. Now he's going to go the distance, and he'll send it home with authority. First of all, he steals it from Kalaitis, which is no easy task. And then some windmill action in a shack attack. As McKissick enjoying his first ever Greek derby, relishing the opportunity. 18 points on 6 of 9 from the floor. McKissick flying through the air for the easy two. You don't often see Nick Kalaitis get his pocket picked. There's a line on McKissick, 18 points on 29 minutes, so he's been a warrior in this one. Seattle, Washington originally. McKissick playing in just his second Euroleague game. Routins denies the ball to Rochester. Shot clock running down. K-Pop off the board and good! Well, a tilt of the head by K-Pop. Panathinaikos can't buy a three-pointer, and Papanikolaou is banking him in. Thomas has a good seal on Vezhnikov. Kalaitis, some show and go. Mitalou, shot clock running down. Routins lets fly, and that's no good. And Vezhnikov manages to avoid the travel. He moves it on, one pass. 0 for 17 for Pana. Pana fans, work those worry beads. Rochester's bullet pass to McKissick, his touch pass inside. Ellis can't convert. That's where Ellis has been making his living tonight, inside, just couldn't convert that one. Mitalou has a seal on McKissick. Now I think the foul's on McKissick, which will be his third. Papa-Nikolaou, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. He looks to the bench, to his teammates, as if to say, never in doubt. Mitalou again has McKissick down in the box. Kalaitis will try his hand. A real captain's basket there from Nick Kalaitis. Kalaitis knocks down a three. He's not the best of three-point shooters on the Pana team, but they'll take it. Kalaitis just shoots 28% from three-point land. Well, will this basket count? So Papa-Nikolaou draws the foul. Let's see if we can see it again. Papa-Nikolaou on the right hand, he's gonna go up with the left hand. It hits the rim. I don't know about this. Will the basket count? It will, and one shot for Papa-Nikolaou. Kalaitis makes the first three of the night. A worried look by that young lady. Papa-Nikolaou comes back with an old school three. Just 2 points in it. Olympiacos 72, Pana 70. Make it 73-70. Dino Mitalou on 4 fouls for Pana. Stays in the game. Rice to the baseline. The push shot, no good. And Ellis with a rebound. The 8th rebound for Octavius Ellis. Make it the 9th, I beg your pardon, 8th defensive rebound. McKissick in no hurry, wants to find Rochester. Rochester on the sideline, stripped. And Kalaitis with the steal. Now Kalaitis surveying the floor, finds Rice. Kalaitis weaving. His shot blocked, but Thomas with the stick back. 2 minutes to play. Who's gonna keep their nerve? This game right on a knife edge. When these two teams met back in round 12, it went to overtime. Papa-Nikolaou with a 2 to send it to overtime. Papa-Nikolaou against his former teammate, Papapetrou. Papa-Nikolaou. His shot won't go. Long rebound into the hands of K-Pop. And he is nothing but energy. Papa-Nikolaou wears his heart on his sleeve when he plays for this club. Chases the long rebound and draws the foul. Papa-Nikolaou in his 10th Euroleague season. All of these seasons with Olympiacos, with the exception of one, 2013-14, he played with Barcelona. Rochester, guarded closely by Papapetrou. Rochester with a step-back shot, too strong. Ellis with the rebound. It's the 10th rebound. McKissick! Oh, McKissick with another thunder dunk! And Shaq McKissick extends the lead to 3. Well, Shaq McKissick has got an extra step on his ladder, and he sends this one down. Look at how he extends and explodes. He's wearing 77, which is an offensive tackle number in football. But he moves like a wide receiver. Some worried looks here on the Pana bench. Rice. This guy's got ice water in his veins. 1:25 to play. 2 points between the two teams. And Rice makes both free throws. So who can keep their composure? Looks like the coaches are going to go with the 5 on the floor, no subs at the bench. Olympiacos, perfect from the line. McKissick, top of the key. Rochester probes, step back jump shot by Rochester, nets it. Rochester showing no fear, guarded by Kalaitis. And Rochester with 11. 3 points the difference. A 3 ties it. And Vizenkov with the foul. The team fouls, so Rice will go to the line. You can see, beg your pardon, Vizenkov there with his hands on Tyrese Rice. And we get a timeout here. Well, exactly what you want. There's your score with the timeout. Olympiacos up 3 in the waning moments of the fourth quarter. We'll go courtside now to have a listen to the Olympiacos bench.
In offense, we're going to play one thumb, but with zipper. So Sack here with the ball. Sack with the ball. Okay, go to the other side. The ball goes on Tay, on the short corner. We swing to this guy, and we play a second pick. Yeah, after goal.
Watch out the deny of Kaladis, and on Shendos, he will try to go for the ball. Watch out for that.
We need one good defense. We need one good defense, and defense rebound everybody. Rebound right here, man. Rebound. Let's go.
Bartzokas talks through the offensive possession he wants. Got to come and shoot the free throws first. Yeah, there's worry all around, no doubt about it. This game, right on edge. So Rice is perfect from the line tonight, 4 of 4. Rice was the Final Four MVP when he wore the colors of Maccabi back in 2014. Lifted the Euroleague crown right now. He's just trying to beat the crosstown rivals. Rice sticks both free throws. Now Pana extends some pressure up the floor. Panathinaikos will bring it across the midcourt stripe. He'll hand off to Rochester. Rochester closely guarded by Kalaitis. Here's the handoff to McKissick. McKissick on the high ball screen. McKissick to the basket. Will it go? It will! Shaq McKissick goes 2 rows deep into the crowd. And look what it means to these fans. Gets the contact here from Mitalu. That's his 5th. And it rolls around the rim and drops. Now McKissick has to step to the line, and he wants to convert this free throw if possible. Look at that young fan, decked out in Olympiacos colors. Vizenkov steps out. Chance to get the game to 4. Look what it means to these fans. Young lady saw herself on the Jumbotron. Now McKissick trying to get it a double to 2 possession game. He missed it. Papa Petra, the long pass ahead to Rice. A 3 ties it up. Who touched it? Is it a backcourt violation? No, deflected. McKissick deflects it. Rice hesitates. Rice's runner, no good. And Panathinaikos with the rebound. Well, Olympiacos are very, very, very close to securing the win here. Milutinov out with the injured ankle. Papanikolaou telling everybody to keep their heads. Wow, what an enthralling contest this has been. And Papanikolaou with a chance to all but seal this victory. He missed it. He's got to make one. First miss from the charity stripe tonight, 2 of 3 is K-pop. Nobody can relax. This to make it a 2-possession game. Got it. Kalaitis wisely picks up a meter. Trying to find Rice. Rice lets fly with a 3. No good. And Papagiannis gets the rebound, but who's the foul on here? It looks like it's on Olympiacos. Papagiannis, yeah, you can see Rochester. Papagiannis goes straight up for the rebound. Rochester with the foul. So Papagiannis steps to the line. He hasn't shot any free throws yet tonight. And he's a 64% free throw shooter. That one, money. This one, to get the difference to 2. Watch for Panathinaikos to press up the floor. Strings it. We've got some time out here from Olympiacos, so Coach Bartzokas will talk to his troops about how he wants to see out this game. And Panathinaikos just 1 possession away from tying or winning, but they've got to dig in to defend. Not sadly inside the timeout for Olympiacos. Olympiacos out of timeouts. Panathinaikos with 1 still. Bartzokas will give some instructions. Now his team just need to get the ball in safely, and then Pana need to foul. So Pana will look to try and get a steal, get a turnover, get a deflection, cause some havoc defensively. If they can't get a quick turnover, they're going to have to foul. Usually coaches send out ball handlers and free throw shooters in a game like this. Now, Coach Bartzokas has the choice whether to take the ball into his front court or take it in his back court, so he wants more space. He's going to take it out in his back court. Pana press up the floor. High pass into the hands of Papanikolaou. There's the trap. And the foul from Johnson. Bartzokas wants to bring some of his team over. Papanikolaou's going to go down the length of the floor and shoot free throws. Papanikolaou 3 of 4 from the line tonight. You can sense now the Piraeus crowd feel like they've just about got this one won. Papanikolaou try to seal it. He missed the first one. Still live for Panathinaikos now. Papanikolaou, a 71% free throw shooter through the season. Now Pana have got a timeout still. Papanikolaou, he makes this, the difference is 3. Got it. And Coach Pitino's going to burn his last time out. And I think he will certainly extend the ball. Remember, coaches now have a choice. They can either take the ball on their baseline or they can move it into their quarter court as an option here with the timeout. See what Coach Pitino comes up with. And if you are Olympiacos, it's that age-old question. Do you dig in and defend? Or do you commit a foul and send a shooter to the line so that Pana can't make a three to tie it up? Do you stick? Do you twist? How do you play it? For Pana, it's an easy decision. You know you have to get a three. We'll see who Coach Pitino sends out onto the floor. You gotta look certainly for Tyrese Rice. Does Fredette come back onto the floor? Fredette hasn't had a great night, but Jimmer Fredette, a 43% shooter from three-point land. Tyrese Rice is your next best shooter. He's a 42% shooter. That young man there puffs his cheeks, looks to the rafters. Coach Bartzokis will send out his defenders with specific instructions now. So Pana come out with Kalaitis, Rice, Thomas, Wesley Johnson, and Papapetrou. Kalaitis to bring it in. Fredette stays on the bench. Deshaun Thomas in space with a three to tie the ball game. It's too strong. Well, perfect execution by Panathinaikos. They got a clean look at a three. They used Tyrese Rice as a decoy. And Deshaun Thomas had a look at it, but he couldn't knock it down. His shot too strong. And at the end of 40 minutes of play here in round 27, it's elation in the Peace and Friendship Stadium. As for the third year in a row, these two teams split the games between them in the Euroleague. And we commend both sets of players on what has been an enthralling contest. Olympiacos have won 5 in a row at home, and Panathinaikos now have lost 5 of their last 6 in a critical stage of the competition. Ian Vujukis reacquainting himself with teammates. Johnson talking to Papanikolaou. Of course, these players know each other from the Greek domestic league, although Olympiacos not playing in the league this year. But they will, of course, know each other through the years in the Greek league. And so your final score in this one, Olympiacos 81, Panathinaikos 78 here in the Peace and Friendship Stadium.